45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They are open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week, located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out.
Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttatoosandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing, or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases, or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza DoNisi. Pizza DoNisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the Ultimate Underground Metal Tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza DoNisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza DoNisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out.
In a broken wasteland, come to my fire and place your blood and steel upon my pyre. Oh, this is the Metal Forge. 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 Metal Forge. My furnace starts to glow with crimson coal.
What's going on, Metalheads? Thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. This week, we have Profiler here in the Metal Forge, and it's not every day you get a new metal band in the Metal Forge. New metal is kind of very few and far between now. Jason, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are yourself?
Dude, I am doing pretty fucking good. You know, it's, by the time we're recording this, it is Friday. Just who knows what Friday it is, right?
It's a good Friday right now.
It is a very good Friday.
According to the experts.
Hey, again, any banks that were open today said, fuck yo, Jesus.
It wasn't the banks that were open. It was pissed me off because it was the dump was closed. The tag office was closed. My inspection station was closed. Come on, man. The inspection station is closed on Good Friday.
You all have inspection stations down there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why is it? Because
anywhere that wants to be one and is certified. Basically, you just take your registration in, wait 15 minutes, and leave. $13.60 is the total. Cash only.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
they prefer if you have exact change, but they won't kick you out if you don't.
So, what? Because they don't like to give change, is what you're saying?
Because it's because for some reason change is still on a shortage. So, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that's for my vehicle. Next county over, it's a lot more expensive, so I'm fortunate.
See, that's weird. We don't. We did away with that shit up here, inspection and emission shit.
Wish we would.
Yeah, and I don't get that because you're in the country. You're not a huge city, but you're still a big city.
Oh, well, I'm in a rural county, so it doesn't.
Yeah, that's even stranger. Yeah. Fuck that shit, man. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, new metal, dude. What is your feelings on new metal?
Are we talking NU metal?
Yes.
Man, like I said, man, it's like everything. It's like the originals were original, and the fucking copycats watered the shit down to where it's unlistenable.
There is that, but honestly, what about in the instance of I don't know, because you have bands today that that don't necessarily water it down, that continue on with the tradition, that have that idea. Does that make sense? Because take Motorhead and Midnight, for example. They continue on with that. Along with the Venom and shit. They continue that on with Midnight and everything. So I think there's bands out there that do that.
I don't know. I don't have much to say about new metal, period, because I wasn't ever really a fan.
I get it.
It's not really a genre I gravitate towards. I've seen Korn probably 4 times, and it was fine because they were besides Rage Against the Machine, which I would call the originators new metal because of the rap and stuff. Korn's probably the first that really was the first notable new metal act of size, and then after that it's just all this other shit.
So what would Anthrax be then?
Anthrax was a hybrid. I mean, they had Bring the Noise, but they're mainly a thrash.
Sure, but once they
reached
the
Aerosmith new metal because they had that Run DMC collaboration.
I mean, maybe. New rock. NU rock is what Aerosmith would have been.
I guess. I mean, we all know Aerosmith is a superior band anyway. So.
Wait, what?
Just throwing that out.
What is that?
Aerosmith?
What? I have no idea of this.
Huh?
What is this?
It's just a rock band.
Is it really?
You never heard of them?
No.
Yeah, it's good shit, man.
Is this anything what is that band Rock Candy or Rock Sugar? That's the Journey Metallica mashup tribute band?
No, I have no idea. My Metallica tribute band knowledge is pretty limited.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully you're gonna get the studio quality.
Working on it. I haven't got any response yet. I'm about to move on. No, one of the many other ones.
No, you constantly send that email, dude.
Yeah, it's basically take Metallica title or song, and it's probably a tribute band name. So I got many to pick from.
Nothing else matters.
I guarantee there's one called that.
I'm sure there is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing about the one interview with someone from just a tribute band, probably a Metallica tribute band, it's like, man, there's so fucking many of them, dude. I mean, just so many. But I want to pick one that's like not in any other bands, just does tribute stuff.
I'll tell you another group you could do.
What?
Is AC/DC tribute bands.
They're not as yeah, I mean, they're pretty invasive too. Like, these tribute bands are like an invasive species almost. It's like they just come in and take over your fucking, venue on a Friday or Saturday and leave you with like scraps.
Yep.
On. Then come back in a while, do it again, dude.
And that's why they suck, man. And the thing about it is that really sucks is when you see like people you look up to in the scene in tribute bands too.
Yeah, I mean, I know, dude. I'm not totally knocking the tribute thing. I'm just knocking the ones that like they just come in and like book the good venues on Friday and Saturday, so local smaller bands or people who write their own music can't. Like, to me, there's 2 days of the week that tribute bands should fall on. It's Tuesday and Thursday because it starts with T, just like Metal Monday. So why can't it just be Tribute Tuesday or Tribute Thursday and leave the Fridays and Saturdays for the people who are actually fucking trying and not copying somebody's homework?
Or how about we just sit there and say suck ass Sundays?
It could be, yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. But I want to talk to one and just be like devil's advocate, but respectful, and just like find out like what the fuck. Like, that's my question. What the fuck?
Sure.
Like, if you're good enough to play this, you're good enough to sing and play guitar like James Hetfield, why aren't you putting that energy towards something original instead of doing this?
Right.
Because Metallica's still around. Yeah, it's expensive. And yeah, they might not be as good as they used to be, but I mean, it's probably still better than your band, you know? Not saying Overload, I'm just saying tribute band.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And the thing about it to me is like, I think it's a suck-ass culture that caters to the people, the quote normies out there, the ones that listen to pop and the top 40 and that only know of, bands based on pop culture. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where it goes into the thing. It's like, because, yeah, they're going to say, I'm going to use Four Horsemen for the example, because I think they're probably one of the most prevalent Metallica tribute bands. I know they're the only album quality tribute band.
Yes, I get kicked out every time I hear that. It's like, when I want to see live music, I just want to hear the CD in the background.
Yeah, I want to see James kicking the fucking mic stand over and throwing a fucking temper tantrum like he's done at fucking 2 of my shows.
Yeah.
And, but no, it's like, I think they're catering to that fucking, like, that 20-something crowd that think they're actually seeing the band.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't get it myself, but it annoys me being in a band that I lose out from, like, opportunities to these guys.
And
like,
you know what my big bitch with tribute bands are? I can tolerate a band using a name for their band, a song name, right? Like Ride the Lightning.
Like Temptations Wings. Yeah.
You're not a tribute band, though. That's a different...
Yeah, but we still took a song name.
No. What I'm saying is, like, I can see a tribute band using a song title for their name, right?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Fade to Black, The Four Horsemen, fucking...
Ride the Lightning.
Ride the Lightning, yeah.
Hardwire.
Yeah, exactly.
Master of Puppets.
Wild Ride. No. No, but, like, I can understand that. The thing that I don't get, and it fucking makes me fucking eye twitch, is the ones that fucking use the band's name and just add a tagline to it. Like, The Doors of Chicago.
Well, what kills me is like they all have to like differentiate themselves. Like it's like who can be like the most like detail oriented to like break through the pack. It's like okay, album quality.
Brit Floyd. I saw that one is coming to town.
But it's like, dude, it's like over here, man, in Nashville, dude. It's like all Fridays and Saturdays, mostly Fridays, but some Saturdays are like almost all tribute bands now. It's like, dude, Nirvana, except it's Nirvana with an I, with special guest Pearl Jam tribute band, or Alice in Chains tribute band, or fucking, it's like Guns N' Roses tribute band.
Is there a big grunge
Motley
scene
Crue a tribute band opening? It's like, Jesus Christ, man, come on with this shit. It's enough. The Bon Jovi one is coming up. Shot Through the Heart. Like, wow. Who's paying to see this shit? It's like, why would you pay to see this shit?
Well,
and the shows aren't really even that well attended.
And that's the thing.
Like maybe 50 people.
Most of these are through your Live Nation venues. I'll go ahead and say that.
The Orange Peel here in Nashville isn't Live Nation.
But the Orange Peel's doing it?
It's AC Entertainment books.
Okay.
For the Orange
So
Peel.
it's an actual...
But the Orange Peel still has right of refusal, because there's some bands that they've said no to that I know of for a fact, that are pretty big band. I won't say them. But yeah, I know for a fact they have first right of refusal, so it still annoys me that they don't refuse that shit.
Well, it's because it's somewhat guaranteed money, because...
Not really, dude. It's not... They don't book... The shit doesn't fucking book very well. I know a guy went to one of the Metallica ones, and he said there's like 40 people there.
Yeah, but when it's the thing of saying, like, they're just booking the venue and whatever they're just doing, it's like the tribute bands essentially buying the venue for the night, so who gives a fuck? So
yeah, I don't know.
The club's making their money. They don't.
I want to know, like, when you like see someone headbanging to a riff you don't write, do you like get jealous that you didn't write that riff? Are you oblivious to the fact that it's not your riff that they're headbanging to? Like, how does this work? Like, what kind of satisfaction do you get playing music that's not yours? People who are reacting to something that's not yours.
Well,
like,
hang on now.
I just want to know the whole psychology behind it.
Okay, so that's different, because I'm gonna sit there and say, hey, we've done some cover songs in our day. And, I'm totally fine with doing a cover song or two here and there. But, like, and I do fucking enjoy fucking seeing people headbang to fucking us playing Paranoid, or fucking, or fucking whatever fucking cover Icehouse gonna do, or whatever. Breaking the Law. Fucking, because it's fun, because it makes me have fun too.
Yeah,
because you could fuck it up and you laugh it off.
But that's not really what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah,
like, these guys are making
doing
their
it every
whole identity.
song. Doing it
like,
every
these guys are making
song.
a whole identity off trying to be someone else. You're playing a song in a set of originals.
What did he say in Rockstar to Mark Wahlberg? It's like, the problem with you, little man, is you don't have any dreams of your own. Your dreams are wearing somebody else's clothes, singing somebody else's songs, doing somebody else's life. And it's like, boom. And that fucking still holds up.
Yeah.
Even though that was about Judas Priest.
Yeah, but anyway, that's what my whole angle is. If I can just get someone to respond. Or
Yeah.
only ask one.
And
I'm about to move on to another one if I don't hear anything about this weekend.
well, hell yeah, man. And honestly, that's
I mean, there's so many. Why waste time on one?
exactly.
Like, there's 20
You know,
more.
do a panel of fucking like tribute bands. Fucking
Yeah, I'll just do one because it's all the same. Like I just want to know the whole thing. Like, is there like a manager for all of you? Is there managers just for tribute bands? Like, how do you get such good venues? You know? Like,
Yeah.
How? Yeah.
there will
That's
be
all.
managers. There's talent agencies that only book tribute and cover bands. So I mean, yeah, totally. I mean, because back in the day, that used to be a big thing, you know, and now it's
Apparently
just
it still
all.
is.
And now, well, and I mean, it really depends on your fucking city now, because now, like Louisville, I mean, I don't really pay attention to what the cover band scene is anymore. You know, when our big clubs like Phoenix Hill Tavern and Jim Porter's shut down back in 2014, 15, whatever it was. I mean, I really didn't pay attention to anything in the fucking cover band scene after that. And the only reason I had to pay attention to it then is, you know, there were like fucking 4 stages in the fucking place.
Right.
So you had to fucking go around and fucking, it's like, oh, well, fucking Blowfly is on the fucking saloon this fucking Saturday or Friday. And it's like, fuck, you know, or Jefferson Tark Bus, you know, and or who the fuck ever, or Special Event. We did have fucking special event bands come in like that, special event cover bands. So anyway, back to the fucking new metal talk here. So
yes.
So we're going to go ahead and listen to some fucking Profiler here. This is from A Digital Nowhere. This is All In Forever. Metalheads, we're being joined this week with Mike from Profiler. Dude, this is like This is like the first time I actually just immediately mentioned somebody's name, because I was just telling you that I had woke up to do this interview and I was kind of running in dry and I didn't know what to go with. So, dude, what the fuck's going on?
Chilling, man. I'm in Leeds, UK at the moment. It's very rainy. I'm flat searching and job searching, and living life.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. That's so cool that you were like right on with it. I was gonna say, you know, I've talked to so many people from the UK that, like, especially when you're in places like London or Leeds, or, you know, it seems like there's a lot of rental places that nobody own. Like, you don't own the house that you live in or the flat that you live in. Is that a thing, or it's like family owned?
That is a thing, yeah. Unless you got like a lot of money, it's very difficult to buy a house in the UK. So yeah, the majority of people rent, and that's the way it is.
You know, that's wild how how you think about shit like that. It's just like, you know, it's like, obviously with history and stuff, right? We know like English history and shit like that from, like, you know, all of the Crusades and all this. And it's like, there's no way shit like that's been locked up since then with land purchase, you know? It's like fucking wild as shit. But I guess that's the difference between the monarchy versus the states and stuff like that. So, but that's part of it. We're not here to talk about fucking history of the UK or any shit like that, or America. We're here to talk about fucking Profiler. Dude, so shout out to Austin. He's been sending me some really good fucking bands lately. And he sent me you guys, and I was just like, wow, you know, this is really fucking cool. Because to me, I'm in my 40s now, and to me, your sound kind of, it's new enough, but it still has a little bit of a callback to like that late 90s, early 2000s metal feel. And I love that because it does remind me of my youth. So So tell everybody in Metal Forge Land about Profiler.
Yeah, so I mean, we kind of take a lot of inspiration from that era of music, like late 90s, early 2000s, but then we're also living in the wave of kind of new metalcore as well.
Sure.
So obviously a lot of strong new metal that's out at the moment that we take inspiration from. So it's kind of blending the two together in a way. Obviously, I grew up with siblings in the 90s that were, you know, listening to bands like Linkin Park and Incubus and stuff in the car. So I was always tuned on to that for quite an early age. So I've always been kind of eager to pursue that genre, but then, kind of mixing it with what's going on nowadays and creating the music that we make, basically.
You know, I think that's completely rad because it's no different. And you said you had older siblings that influenced you with bands like Linkin Park, and I'm sure the Deftones, because I hear a lot of Deftones in there. I hear some Filter in there, you know.
Yeah.
And I love those bands. I really do. I got to see them at a young age in my life where, you know, like 15, 16, 17. And while I am like a product of the 80s kind of kid, like, again, there is something about that early to late 90s to mid 2000s, like 2005-ish music that is still really fucking good, you know. And I'm not going to sit there and say that I don't listen to them now, but, you know, I might still throw on a fucking Korn album from the 90s and throw it on and jam it out because it's still quality music, you know. It's still really good for the time period that it was. But when you went to do this and you're like, okay, this is the kind of thing that I'm feeling. How did did it happen?
I was writing demos by myself for quite a while, and then obviously wanted to turn it into a band. Just kind of scouted out talent by sending demos off to people and then finding the right musicians, which was the original lineup with my bass player and original drummer. Just kind of started getting jamming, and then continuing to record demos, and then taking it a bit more seriously, paying for studio time and recording with the producer that I was living with at the time. and putting out those original singles, which then kind of got picked up by one of the team members who's now in Sharptone, and then he kind of referred us over to them, and we got signed. It was all a pretty quick process because I think the music kind of stood out.
Well, it does,
and then pretty quick.
Yeah, it absolutely does, because there's almost, when I was listening to the album that Austin had sent to me of tracks, it's almost as if it is different than today's music. I mean, like I said, it does have a callback, but it is completely original. But it's not like everything you're going to hear out today. You know, there's so many bands that, you know, we all talk about it as musicians. You know, you get the one band that comes in at the beginning that kind of gets, you know, kind of pushed off to the side. And then you've got all these other fucking bands that come in and are just like, you know, it's the quote copycat bands, as it were. But I don't get that with you all, which is awesome. Because, you know, I think Motorhead, for example, was that band in their era. You know,
right.
they were ahead of their time and then people like Metallica and shit came along and then further, you know, did that. How have you reinvented that?
Yeah, I think just trying to keep things as original and authentic as possible, and just being careful with songwriting to sound like how we want to sound like our own band. I think there's obvious influences in there from other musicians and people that we are inspired by, but just being as authentic as we can in the writing process, and trying to sound like our own band, which I think over time, the more we do it, we'll sound more like ourselves, and people still pick up influences, but we just kind of wanted to be defined by our own sound and create music that speaks to us and that feels authentic and original, basically.
You know, you're absolutely right on that, and I think that's awesome that you brought that up, and I want to touch on it for a minute, is writing music that is yourself, that, you know, and as it goes on, it becomes more yourself. And I think that is a great way to look at being a musician, because like we were talking about a second ago, how I said that it has this hearkening back to the mid 2000s to the early 90s. And of course, you know, I do that shit too with the music that I write and I play, and my friends that we write and we play in my scene. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like we're all listening to whatever influence we have, whether it be Deftones, Black Sabbath, or who the fuck ever. But I think when you become a legit like artist is when you start writing your own material, that you stop listening. A lot of people use bands as a measuring stick, and when you stop doing that and then you start investing yourself in your art, that's when it takes shape, and that's awesome. Sorry, I kind of got convoluted in the way I was trying to explain that. I tend to do that a lot. Okay. So obviously so by the time this airs, we're going to be a little bit after the album release, just based on scheduling, unfortunately. So what in the album process were you most looking forward to doing?
I think the writing part of it's obviously really enjoyable, because that's just like full creativity and being able to explore. But then, also when everything was kind of tidied up and finished, going into the studio was a crazy good experience. It was just me and my bass player at the time, because we'd parted ways with our original drummer before we got a new drummer in.
That always really sucks to lose members.
Just kind of like hang out and just record with a producer in a really cool studio. So I think that was probably one of the best parts of it. And then now proceeding to be able to release the music and see the reaction of people and actually put out a physical, tangible record is incredibly exciting. It's all been a blast, and we can't wait to share with people what we've done, basically.
Physical, tangible record, as in vinyl?
As in vinyl, yeah.
Hot goddamn. So, okay, everybody knows out there that listens to the show that I am an album art whore. I love good album art. Well, and I love bad album art too. There's some of those out there. But no, I love the album art, by the way, because it's awesome to me because it's what it is. It's just artistic. It doesn't necessarily, to me, it says A Digital Nowhere is the name of the album, but then the logo on the side, I've always loved that stuff because when I was a kid, the big thing was getting the Japanese releases of albums. Because the Japanese albums always had like one or two extra tracks, like on Justice they had the Prince or some shit, and it's the only way you could get it, right? But the way the profiler and the name go up the side of the album, all those Japanese album covers used to have the slip cover that had something similar, and I've always loved that look. But the pink kind of lined explosion, I don't. What is that exactly?
It's just kind of an idea of like a flux, like maybe like an imploding star because of the singularity kind of concept that we use within the album, which is what A Digital Nowhere is a concept of. Is like a rapid rate of technology that increases towards a point of no return, which is either like some sort of AI or the sort of deterioration of technology on our planet, which would be a singularity of technology. Right. That's why it's called a digital nowhere. So that's where it's referenced in kind of like a digital looking imploding star that kind of looks cool. That's like what we were referencing over to the artist, and that's what he came up with, and it looks really good. And it's just kind of simple as well because everything's quite small on Spotify. So you want something that stands out, that's like unique and obvious to the band. So obviously when he came up with that, we were pretty satisfied. So it just got finalized pretty quickly.
Well, absolutely, because I think it's awesome because of that. And I really liked you said the word concept. It's kind of a concept album about like digital takeover and whatever. And that seems to be a vast like thing all of a sudden. It's in pop culture in places, it's in music in places, you know. The reason why I say that is because we're always talking about now, which was in last year, was one of the biggest things of AI replacing actors in 2023. Obviously AI created album covers and bands to this point. There's the band that it wasn't Nuclear Blast, it was somebody, it might have been Napalm Records signed, that is a complete AI created band. And and it's crazy because, and even in like, I'm a fan, and everybody knows I'm a huge Masters of the Universe fan, and there's always been an underlying thing of the tech thing involved in that, and now with the re-release of the show that's coming out, that there's even more of it. So it's like, that's a very real thing. I think it's a very real, thing to write about, especially in metal today. Used to be fucking, you could hear all the fucking political shit in the US lyrics, but like, taking on something that's a world culture thing, that's going to be taking either jobs from people or people's livelihoods or whatever, that's pretty hard fucking core to sing about.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's kind of what some of the concepts of the album talk about, is whether going into AI is a step too far, whether it's going to kind of replace, as you say, people's livelihoods and jobs and skills, because people can refer to AI instead of employing someone. So it's potentially dangerous territory, and I think we're going to have to watch the space and see where it evolves to, because it's pretty weird times. Well,
the interesting thing is, like, a fan of all kinds of modern art is that if you've ever heard anybody talk about, and Jonathan Frakes from Star Trek has said this, if you can dream it, it can happen.
Yeah.
Because the imagination is there. You just have to figure out the quote working parts, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, singing about things like this and writing music about things like AI and like, you know, just technological advancement over time of like, you know, are we moving too fast? Because here we are, and I say this, and here we are, you're in Leeds, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a Sunday, and it's fucking, you know, we're fucking 10,000 miles apart, you know, and it's real time. But like, do you just sit there and, I don't know where I'm going with that, and it's interesting. I just want to say that. And I think it's something that, you know, maybe we're going to have a Blade Runner future or a Star Trek future. You never know. and in some time,
I think it's going to keep increasing at a faster rate, and we'll have to see where it ends up.
Right. And at some point, somebody's going to pick up in the ruins that are built so far underground at this point. Somebody's going to find a copy of the vinyl. It's still going to be intact. And they're like, what is this? And then you're going to be singing on that vinyl about the fucking dangers of technology, and the mutant rat people that are living that day are going to fucking be like, this dude was right.
That's it. Yeah. That's the one.
I mean, is that stuff that goes into your writing, or do you honestly think about like how it affects the future?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's elements of that. There's kind of there's like pop culture and spirituality and philosophy in terms of the concept of the album, but yeah, definitely kind of a wariness about like where technology is heading and ideas about what could happen and what might happen as a kind of warning. Because it's crazy times that we live in. So if it's crazy times we live in now, then I guess we'll be open-minded to how things proceed going forward.
For sure. You know, and that's like the whole thing of saying those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it kind of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
The hell was that? But yeah, man, so I totally get that. The writing process, though, you said you were working on some stuff, and then you had the demos, and then you came across the other two members, the bass player and the drummer, and then got picked up. So what's the timeline here?
So it's, well, before getting signed, we're probably doing stuff for about 2 years. And that was like the writing process, demos, picking up members, and then recording them as professionally as we could. And then, having that stuff being picked up, then taking it all offline and putting it back out. So it's over about 2 years. And then COVID happened, which is like around when we were kind of releasing the EP of music. And then we were full on into COVID, and that's when we started writing this. And so it's been about 2 years since we started writing the album to when we're putting it out. So the whole process has probably been around 4 years from the start of the band to where we are now.
Okay.
So not crazy long, but like being delayed slightly because of COVID and various other things. So
right.
It feels like the band's kind of properly starting now, if that makes sense.
For sure. No, I totally get that, because that was a whole big thing for everybody. You know, everybody had to take a stop.
Yeah, exactly.
And the ones who didn't stop are the ones that are, I don't know, they've got like 2 and 3 albums out today, and now they're finally going back on tour, and they've got 2 albums to tour on. So,
yeah,
I mean, everybody does their own thing, which is awesome, and I'm just looking forward to it. Before we switch over to the Derailed segment, I do want to ask, how did you settle on the name Profiler? Because in the United States, to profile someone is a very unjust police measure.
Yeah.
Which sucks. So like, how did you come up on Profiler?
Well, we didn't really think about that element of it, because we understood, like, when it came out, like, that we're not police. We didn't want people to like think that, but like, we just wanted something that sounded professional. So we started with the name Pro, and we're going through different ideas and synonyms and things that it could be. So like Pro 99, stuff like that. But then Profiler just kind of sounded cool, one word, and like easy, rolls off the tongue. And sounds professional, I guess, and medley. So yeah, when we came up with that, it just kind of stuck. But we didn't really think too much about the meaning of it or anything, and don't want people to dive deep into it.
For sure,
because there is no meaning. It's just a cool sounding word, basically.
Definitely. Which that's always the thing. It's either that, right? It's either or with bands. It's either it means something or it sounds cool.
yeah, basically, yeah. I was just sounds cool, no proper meaning really.
And I think the sound, not saying this about you in particular, but the bands that do the band name generators, because it sounds cool, and I think there's many people out there that could realize that, man, that sounds like a generated name. And yeah. You don't see a lot of them touring stadiums. Let's just say that it has to pass the stadium check, and that's a pro wrestling thing. And honestly, Profiler passes the check. I get that, because for one, it looks great. It can look great in any design you put it in. You know, it's one word.
Simple word, like, kind of sounds like a brand, like it just kind of works.
You know, it's 8 letters, so it's symmetrical. You know, you can obviously do the thing with the logo that you can always do, and like I said, it passes the what they call in wrestling the WrestleMania check. It's like who can challenge for the championship. It's like, that's not ridiculous. It's like Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Fudge Pants, or, you know, it's like, that's not gonna fucking work, you know. Fucking, it has to be somebody big,
right?
And like appearing one night only, Profiler, fucking not Mr. Toad's sharp guitar, you know. I mean, that's not working, which is awesome.
Exactly.
Going into 2024, what are you other than releasing the album? Because like I said, by the release date of this, that's probably going to be a couple of weeks ago, so it should already be out. What is the thing you're looking forward to the most?
Well, we've got a tour coming up, which is from the end of April into the whole of May, right to the end of June. So kind of 33 dates over 40 days across Europe, with Vended and The Gloom in the Corner. And people can find that on our Instagram page. The posters on there, and then you can find ticket links as well via our Facebook.
And obviously, links below
is going to be probably the biggest thing we're excited for sure.
Hell yeah! And obviously, links are listed below, so they'll be there for you to be able to do this. So fuck yeah, dude!
Hell yeah!
That's awesome. Any chances of a U.S. tour soon?
Sorry, say that again.
Any chances of a U.S. tour soon?
Hopefully so. I mean, I think that is definitely on the cards because the label is based in the States. So yeah, that's 100% in the cards for us. It's just as and when. Same with Australia, and same with going to other countries and continents. Obviously, that's top of the list for us. That's what we want to do. So yeah, I mean, it's inevitable really in time. It's just a question of when.
Dude, that's fucking amazing. I am so looking forward to that. And honestly, like, I'm pretty much 2 hours from everywhere. Anywhere that's a decent city, Indianapolis, Nashville, they're Cincinnati, they're all about 2 hours away. So any of those places, right, I am definitely coming to. Even probably St. Louis or Chicago, they're close enough too. So I'd definitely be fucking interested in that. So hell yeah. Obviously, A Digital Nowhere out from Sharp Tone Records. That's the label that we've been referring to. Pronouns. I actually mentioned these people by name because they're putting out great fucking music, you know. So I'm going to switch to Derailed. This is 5 random questions about you as a person. There's no really rhyme or reason to any of these. They just come from various interview decks that I pull from a phone. And yeah, it's kind of no holds barred.
Cool. Let's go.
Would you travel to space if possible?
No, well, I don't know.
Your feet are firmly grounded on Earth.
Yeah, I'm pretty grounded on Earth. I've seen a lot of sci-fi movies, so I probably wouldn't.
I mean, and let's not forget, being from the UK there, being in Leeds, you've got David Bowie, who,
right, exactly,
Space Odyssey, or Oddity or whatever it is, the lost astronaut fucking floating through fucking space. My God.
Exactly.
For all the Star Wars and shit that's out there, all the Star Wars and Star Trek movies that are somewhat light and fun and whatever. Then there's fucking Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey, where he's just fucking like, he leaves and he comes back and I've never seen the whole thing, but I know he leaves and he's talking to him, and it's like for every 7 seconds he's gone, it's like 10 years for them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Crazy
like,
shit.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's when was the last time someone really betrayed your trust?
Quite a few years ago, in a relationship, probably something like 10 years ago. It was in a relationship. It was fizzling towards the end, so I think we were, not really working, but someone was having a situation with someone else. So that was pretty gnarly. But I'm pretty sure that's the last time, so quite a while ago.
Well, that's good, that it's been so long, because, for all the people that sit there and most of us kind of do to a degree, of course, but love blind, so that shit sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, fucking value yourself, people. Take care of yourself. This is a motivational show. Fuck off.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, just like, I get that, man. That's cool. That's awesome. Like I said, that it happened so long ago. What strange thing would you like to happen at your funeral to make people laugh?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. Yeah, probably having some like heavy metal tune being played, or like a recording of being like, hello, like let me out, or something coming to the speaker when you're in. Something like that.
That's one of the things I've never really I don't know about over there. What is the funeral thing over there? Do you all closed caskets? Are they open? I mean,
yeah, it's usually closed casket I haven't really been to that many, so I wouldn't be able to say. I mean, some people get cremated, but like usually closed casket and people being buried, I guess. Right. The normal vibe.
Well, see, over here, we always have like most of the time, for most people, we have like a viewing, like a wake, and you can see the person dead and like, pay your respects or whatever. And then day of, which is usually the next day, they will bury the person or take them for cremation or whatever. And like, it's just wild shit that like, we all do something different with our deceased, I think.
Yeah.
Like I headbang to my deceased. Sorry, bad dad metal joke time. Obviously, with a digital nowhere, this is a great question that automatically just popped up, so I have to ask it. Do you feel like there's nothing left to invent?
Yes, it does feel like that. Yeah. I mean, there must be people that are smart enough to do it. But I'm not one of those people. So yeah, I would say kind of seems like that for sure.
Right. Well, I mean, and it's like what I said earlier. It's like the whole Star Wars, Star Trek thing. If you can imagine it, it can happen, right? So light speed and I don't know, just like even sound, the speed of sound, breaking the sound barrier and shit like that. I mean, it's technology we've had. It's just we've adapted it to different applications, as it were. For example, like, from a fucking gunfire in the 1700s from a musket and shit, that breaks the sound barrier. So they just applied it to vehicles at that point. How do we get a vehicle to go as fast as this fucking moving ball of lead out of my rifle? or whatever, so that's absolutely interesting. So yeah, I could kind of get down with that. It's just adaptation of currently known technology.
Yeah. Well, I just have to see where it progresses. Like, I mean, people can still invent stuff for sure, but
and then they can reinvent stuff because vinyl coming back out.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Reinvention is for sure slightly different ideas on already pre-made things potentially, but new things, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have one more question, but before we get to it, as always, links are listed below, so please give a like, a share, and a follow. Go find these guys anywhere you can. Go support them in any way you can. Go to the merch shops, the Bandcamp shops, wherever, links are listed below. So, we always take care of everybody here at the Metal Forge. Dude, thank you so much. Do you have any shout outs or anything else you want to promote today that you want to do?
Just, thank you very much for having us, and shout out to all the fans that are being supportive and checking out our album, and thank you to our label for supporting us. And really appreciate being on, so thank you.
Fuck yeah, man, absolutely. So, my final question of the day, and I always like to ask weird shit of, it's just like, do you believe celebrities are part of, like, the Illuminati and stuff?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even know if it's a thing. I mean, like, we'll have to see. Like, I don't know if it's real. And if it is, then I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But I don't think so.
Yeah. Are you a conspiracy theory guy? Do you think that, or you seem, just from our conversation, you seem like you're pretty well grounded, that like conspiracies and are just like, it's just like a lot of people talking. But do you get into stuff like that?
I do to an extent, yeah. I'm kind of open to them, but I try not to go too deep into the rabbit hole, because I've done that before and then, felt kind of paranoid about different stuff. But I mean, I think, there's many things that can be going on in our world that are a conspiracy, but I'm just trying to live my life to the best of my ability without getting, too deep into the rabbit hole, as I said.
Absolutely. I mean, some of them are fun. I would get that. And some people I like to watch talk about conspiracies. Like I've always liked Jesse Ventura. We're gonna talk about conspiracies today. That shit. But yeah, I mean, try to take it with a grain of salt, because hey, not everybody can be in on the secret, as it were. Exactly. Dude, thank you so fucking much, Mike. This has been awesome. Do you want to what do you want to play off the album today that's going to be that you want to play?
I would say To Utopia would be a pretty strong track to put out. I'd be down for that.
Hell yeah. Dude, thank you again so much. This has been awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing at least video for now. And if I'm trying to make it over to the UK within the next, I've been saying this for like a year now. Within the next year, shit just keeps happening, right? Hopefully to meet you all in person. Fuck yeah.
That would be amazing, man. Fuck yeah. Very nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
So you heard him. This is from Profiler's latest and newest album, first album. This is To Utopia.
Why is
everything you can be. Everything you can be, you will see. Everything you can be. Everything you can be. Oh! The part where you move. What? What's up? I've seen it in another life, disguised by another time. I'll wave goodbye to my own life, away, away, away. Dystopia until you die.
In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shadebeast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. Featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shadebeast Presents concert series. Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shadebeast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soul Grinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now.
Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter the code METALFORGE10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now.
Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby.